What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode. It's me again. I am your host, Source. You can always holler at me on Instagram or Twitter at Smitty Source. Those the Source the YouTube channel where all the shows are happening. And or you can call me if you have my number. But anyway, let's get into it. What we came to do today. Today's company is a soul artist, whatever you want to call it these days. He's a singer. He from the 804. At the moment, he has a single climbing up the charts, specifically in the UK. He's doing big things right now, reliving his younger days.
You're right about that.
Folks, what up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing, Mike?
Man, I'm great. I'm glad you had time to holler at me, man. I appreciate it.
Nah, man, thank you for reaching out to me. And man, it's an honor to do this, man. We go back, so I'm grateful that you thought about me, man. You taking time out to talk to me today.
But of course. First of all, before we even get into all the real stuff, let's talk about the real stuff. How's everything going? How your family doing as far as with the coronavirus and all that? Everybody doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing all right, man. It's kind of tough, you know. I'm enjoying the time at home. I'm still working and my wife's still working. We're both first responders. So that's kind of difficult, but I'm enjoying that the world is kind of slowed down. So when I'm not working, I can kind of relax and I'm not getting pulled in so many different directions. I got my sons at home, you know what I'm saying? My oldest is home from college, so I'm enjoying spending some time with him, you know. So we just staying safe, man, you know. We got all the equipment and stuff we need here. So, I mean, that's it. Just riding it out.
Well, indeed, and we definitely appreciate both of you, first responder comments, so we definitely appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
It's a lot. It's heavy, you know. A lot of people are struggling, and you said you're enjoying it. I start the show every time I ask somebody a question. I always say, I'm enjoying it as well. I try not to be too hype about being happy or enjoying it because people struggling. But yeah, I'm trying to take advantage of what I can take advantage of.
But I think you have to look at it like that. I know for me and my psyche, I have to take the good out of it. Yeah, you know, I've had some family members that have been affected and they've all recovered. And I think knowing that, I've probably had right now 4.
Wow.
And they all recovered. So that's a blessing. You don't hear that all the time on the news and on social media, you know. So I mean, it gave you a little insight. And yeah, it's taking some folks out because it is serious. But I mean, I think my family and my friends are blessed that, you know, we had 4 people that contracted it and they recovered fully. So that's some positivity for anybody out there that's in their head or thinking about it a lot. Yeah, be safe because it can affect everybody different, but you know, it's not taking everybody out.
Indeed. That's good. That's good to hear because it's not a lot. Not a lot of those stories like you mentioned.
Yeah.
So you said you got your oldest at home. You have 2 sons, right?
Yeah, I do. I got 2 boys.
Yeah. How's it been with everybody back in the crib, man? I'm loving it myself. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm loving it too, man. That's right, because you got daughters, so they all there. That's crazy.
Yep.
All right.
Same deal, bro.
So you can imagine. I mean, only thing, the difference is, I mean, we eating up a lot of stuff because you know I got to keep the fridge and freezer packed for them. I'm getting used to they're on a different time schedule than us. You know, with us having to get up and do things, you know, like, man, I'm about to rip that game out of my youngest room, bro. Like all night, Call of Duty and Grand Theft, you can just hear it through the walls. But other than the time schedule thing, you know, just stay on a different time zone. I get it. I was that age before, you know, you get that second win at 3:30. It's like, you know, and then you ain't got nothing to do. But my oldest is doing online classes, you know, for school, for college. So he still has responsibilities to get up. He's an architect major at New York Tech. So his program is pretty intense. But like I said, I'm enjoying having him here.
That's heavy. Architecture. That's Interesting, interesting. So, with two boys, have you seen like with them growing up? Have you seen a lot of yourself in them?
Definitely, man. Yeah, definitely, man. Um, from style to music to the types of music that I just kept them around.
Mm-hmm.
I always gave them the freedom to kind of express themselves as far as what they wear, their hair. So, I definitely can see the stuff that, I kind of push to instill in them, blossoming right now. And it's a good thing because they're great kids, man. They're grounded, but they're both leaders. And they're both unique, man. I know everybody say that about their kids, but I feel like my kids are gonna be great, man. I feel like they're gonna have, they're gonna be great. They're gonna make an impact on the world, and we should all feel like that as parents. But I definitely feel like that.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So yeah.
Well, that is hats off to good parenting and
Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah.
probably a village as well, because it's
You're right. Yeah, it does take a village.
absolutely, absolutely. So let's take it back to the music thing. First of all, we got to talk about The Truth, which is the single right now. That joint is moving, man, pretty quickly too. I know, I mean, we all want the best for our work. I want 20 million people to see this as soon as
Hmm.
it's out. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. You're
Hmm.
moving quick. How's that been going for you?
Man, it's amazing, man. We put it out on the 10th, April 10th, and it's been a couple of weeks, man, and it's still charting overseas. Like, for some reason, man, like overseas, they like to buy music. How over here we stream and we do like Apple Music and
Mhm.
Spotify and Tidal. It's something about where they're still, I don't want to call it behind in the culture, but the appreciation for the music is like, how like we used to be when we growing up, like we had an album or we had a tape or a CD and you could hold it and like look through the cover and stuff. It's
Yeah.
still some appreciation for that overseas. And I can feel that with the type of music that they embrace. And they're downloading right now. I just looked, it's number 3. It was number 2 yesterday. It started at like number 6 when I first noticed it. But on the Amazon R&B um, top music charts for Amazon, it's right now number 3. And it's for 99 cents a download. So, I mean, and it was on, like when you click over, you go to bestsellers, it's on the bestsellers list. It was like 15, 10. So I don't know what kind of numbers it's doing, but it's amazing, man. Just that people want to download and own that song.
That's a beautiful thing, though, man. That's a beautiful
Yeah,
thing, especially because you had dropped another single. First of all, the project is called 1977,
yeah,
um, but you had dropped a single previously, or at least got a song, a feeling previously, alive with Michael Millions,
yes.
and that was your first joint in a minute, right?
Yeah, man. I dropped that in October, and it was a learning process for that record. Like I was just so excited to be recording again. And Mike, shout out to Mike Millions, man. It's like my little bro, man. I've known Mike for a while, and I always wanted to do a record with him. When I heard it, I was like, "Yo, Mike could kill this joint." And I just sent it to him, and I think, man, within an hour, he just sent it back to me with a verse. And so I was kind of eager to like, yo, I gotta put something out, which is cool because we shot the video, we put it out, and it was good because it was kind of like an introduction to D Folks again, since it had been a minute since I put anything out. I put out an album in 2009, and then I put out a EP on SoundCloud in I think 2013, and so then I've been kind of quiet since then. So this was good to finally test the water again. That's what that track was. And then when I put out The Truth, I kind of worked all the kinks out, and I was like, all right, I know what I need to do to kind of let people know this record is coming out now. And if I always said, man, if it's good music, it's gonna find the right people. Same thing, man. That kind of motivated me. PJ Morton. I see a lot of interviews with him with his album Gumbo, and he was just saying how you know, he was signed and the label wanted him to do more R&B radio stuff, and he went back home. You know, he talks about in that song, and it just took off. Like, I knew PJ Morton from Bishop Morton, you know,
Right.
church boy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like Morton, you know his daddy, you know, he played at church and wrote a couple of gospel joints. But then I think one day I was listening to, I don't know, man, maybe Sadiq or D'Angelo on Spotify. And you know how it goes to the next track after it runs out of what you're listening to. And
Right.
Gumbo popped up, and I looked, and I was like, yo, PJ Morton. I was like, it took me a while to kind of realize that was Bishop Morton's son. I was like, oh, okay, this is dope. And like within a year, dude won a Grammy, you know, like it just took off. Like it was amazing. And then it kind of like a spark just kind of went off of me. I was like, man, it's a void in soul music right now, especially for male artists. You got Anthony Hamilton. He hasn't put anything out, I think, since 2000. Don't get me wrong, I think 16. Because I actually just sent him a record a couple of weeks ago. But I was looking, I think he put out something like 2016 or 17. So it's been a minute. And then you got D'Angelo. I wish D would come out of hiding and, you know, bless us with something, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you ain't got much, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have much. You got PJ Morton now. So I was like, and then the rest of the guys are kind of like straight adult contemporary artists. Like you got Kim and, you know, I call him the Tom Jonah cruise ship, you know, acts, which is cool because they eat, you know what I'm saying? But that's a different genre. That's like, you know, our parents, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like we in that middle ground where like it's that Tribe Called Quest, soul music, De La Soul, you know, it's all connected in there, you know, and then it goes to another level, like, you know, the Will Down and that straight adult contemporary. So there's some artists doing it like that. But for that middle ground, what I'm talking about, the Jay Dilla generation, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The Questlove, you know, you know what I'm saying? That generation is not a lot of artists doing that. And that's the generation that I come from. And that's where I want to stay in that lane, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, man, you know, because I know what I want to listen to. I mean, anytime I got to put on like Water for Chocolate and it's 20 years old, you know, to ride in my car, or I got to put on Voodoo, or I got to put on, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it ain't much to listen to that kind of like makes my ear curious. Every once in a while, something dropping, I'm like, oh, that's dope, but it's not a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, that similar to I do the same thing. And not to downplay the quality of music, because you know it is what it is for whoever's listening to it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it has to do with songs being like A, B, C, D, straightforward. Like, hey,
yeah,
that's with you. Boom. Mm-hmm. As opposed to, you know, being I don't even know what word to use, but not being so blatant. A love song as opposed to a sex song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I am with the R&B and soul type thing. But you talked about being how it was. You talked about how it was, and you were rocking before. I mean, you were moving and shaking, man. You was moving and shaking. I thought you was about to be out of here for real.
It was, man. My story is kind of crazy. Like I've been like quote unquote signed like 2 times already, and you know, it's been a lot of ups and downs, and you know, and it's crazy when you put your all into something and you feel like this is what you're supposed to be doing, especially when you're, you know, especially when that's all you're doing full time. And to kind of be, you know, let down a few times, this is when the major labels were running everything. It really wasn't no thing as an independent artist. Like, independent artist, it was no glory in that. You know what I'm saying? So back when I was doing that, it was like, it's almost like the NBA, like Bron and them, you know, to win that championship is it, you know, for artists back in the day to get signed to Def Jam or Jive Records or whatever, RCA, that was like your championship almost. Absolutely. And then the next level was awards and Grammy, the recognition of your peers. But it was like getting drafted, you know what I'm saying? So back in the day, man, you know, us artists, we were trying to get drafted by these majors. And after the last situation kind of died down that I was getting into, I don't know, man. It just kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, and I just was like, I'm done. You know, I wanted to say I was done, but in my head, I just felt like I was done. I was just tired. I wanted something that I've been let down so much. I wanted something that no one could take from me. And I was like, all right, I got to figure out a trade. I got to go back to school because all I know is I'm a singer. You know, my wife was a nurse, and I was like, yo, she can eat whenever. You know, I got to worry about someone picking up the phone to call me for a show or to write a song, and it was just whack. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I didn't control my own destiny. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I got to figure out how to get the bag. And if I come back to it, I'll come back to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I took a break and went back to school and, you know, eventually opened up a business, and it just felt right. You know what I'm saying? It kind of felt right.
So it wasn't a pressure to do it. Like it wasn't a dire need to go away from the music. It was a choice.
I was good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like you go from a struggling artist to, you know, working and establishing yourself and making money and, you know, opening businesses. And I got some other stuff I got in my hand. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed being able to go to my son's basketball game and soccer game and AAU tournaments on the weekend and not ripping and running on the road to New York and Atlanta and going out LA. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to, I enjoy being home with the picket fence and the dog and dinner and, you know, sitting down in the bleachers and watching your son practice because you ain't got nothing else to do with all the other basketball dads with flip-flops on. I got spitting sunflower seeds on the sideline at, you know, at football practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got it. I was cool. You know what I'm saying? And then it would hit me when I would see guys that I knew that I was, like, talking to or running with, and they were being successful because they stuck with it. Mm-hmm. And I would, like, every once in a while, but, like, for a minute, and now that you think about it, I didn't even want to be on social media because I didn't want to see it because it just kind of made me feel like, damn, man, what would I be if I was just stuck at it? Or like, you know, I was happy for those dudes, you know what I'm saying? To see cats like, you know, Pusha become the president of Kanye's label and, you know, just seeing people grow and, you know, the success that writers and producers that I work with have had. And, you know, my boy Harold Lilly from Richmond, we grew up, and I remember, you know, staying at his house and us writing little songs in high school and college, and then to see him grow. And I went out to LA one time and I was like, dang, man, I was like, this is crazy. I was like, maybe I should have stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but, you know, that little part, and then watching the award shows and seeing, you know, seeing everybody get that gets you because, you know, when you're young, it's like, next year, I'm going to be up there getting an award. I think every artist says that next year, that's going to be me up there. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me.
Yeah.
I've seen multiple people at the Grammys, or seen them at the Grammys, or seen their name pop on the screen related to something that was being that was nominated.
Yeah.
I've been like, bruh, what about me? You know?
Yeah, yeah. And the crazy thing is, Mike, the crazy thing is, like, I had kind of just turned all that off, but I mean, I had some doubts, man. Like, even when I wanted to get back a couple of years ago, I was like, I don't even know if, you know, if I can do this thing anymore. I feel like, you know, like I don't feel old, but I just feel like I'm out of touch a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the clubs. I'm not, you know, you know what I'm saying? I'm not around that type of stuff. I'm not, you know, going to these events. Like, you know, when I was younger, we always stayed on the scene, going places for marketing, promotion, and, you know, going to events and just being on the scene. It's like when you turn that off, it's like, what do I write about? Do I write about coming home from work? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you talk about? You're not standing on couches anymore or anything, or popping bottles, whatever you talk about. Even though I never talked about stuff like that, but you get so many, being around all of that in that environment, you can pull so many ideas as a songwriter and as a singer. And when you have to just write about your life and what emotions and what you go through and what you might get from your boys on the group group chat that they going through at home, or you know what I'm saying? Like you just have to pull from a different place because you're in a different place in life. And when I started the think about doing music again, I actually was talking to my little bro, DJ Ray Vaughn. And me and Ray, we got a great relationship, man. We always talk about, you know, family stuff and, you know, yada, yada, yada. We got a lot in common. His wife's a nurse, my wife's a nurse, and he has 2 boys now. So we always on the phone talking. And like I was talking to him about, and he was like, D, man, he was like, you can't worry about that. You got to write from where you at now, you know, like, and, you know, just think about, you know, the people you talk to, the situations you in, and you'll find it. And it took a while because, like, I was like, man, you know, I can't, you know, like, I just didn't know where to pull from. And then I kind of found that place of where to pull from with the 1977 project. You know, I was like, all right, I'm going to pull from, you know, from my life and people in my life and my parents and stuff that's going on right now. Yeah.
New perspective. It's a new
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
That's enough to breathe new life into you if you really consider going back into it. A new perspective and actually finding that perspective is enough to make you want to be back in this, whether it's the studio. Like, I would never want to go on the road, personally. Me, I would never want to go on the road. I would never want to travel. I don't want to go to the club, none of that type of stuff. As I said, all you had to do was this, the recording part.
Yeah.
At any age, I think that's doable. But
now,
it's a commitment.
And I agree, Mike. And that's where I was a few months ago. Oh, yeah. I was honestly like, man, I was like, maybe I won't thinking big. I was like, I just need to get these songs out, get these ideas out. I'll put the music out, let it do what it do, because I need to share. And I won't really think about hitting the road. But my thing is, like, I'm not thinking about going to no clubs or nothing. But if this thing really takes off, like, you know, I hope it does, like, I want to perform. And the type of music that I'm doing, I'm not going to be in the crowd that I really don't want to be in. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some festivals. You know, I can jump on some soul festivals, but I would love to, you know, imagine going on the road and, you know, opening for Anderson .Paak, or, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. That's just a different, you know, a different thing. Or a PJ Moore, anybody, you know what I'm saying? That's a different, kind of a different show. You know what I'm saying? Imagine doing a show and you're doing like 930 Clubs, Nova, but you're touring with another act that's similar as you. Or, you know, I'm opening for Sadiq or something like that. That's like a dream come true. Now, to be in a little hole in the walls and having people, you know, drinking and smoking everywhere and after parties, I'm not into that. But for the type of music I do, like, it would be an honor to be able to sing and make a living. You got to imagine, man, like, some of these artists that when they start doing that, they, you know, do a show, they might make $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 a show. You know what I'm saying? That's an honest living. And you're not super rich like, you know, Kanye or Jay-Z or, you know, some of the big acts, Maroon 5, where they're like selling out arenas. But PJ Morton is making a living. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, 1 week he can make what the average call center employee will make in a year. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be humble to live like that and to take care of your family and to feel blessed to be like, yo, I can sing my songs, I can travel, I can take care of my family, you know, and still be happy.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Hey, can't knock the hustle. Like, yeah, you got to be built for that. You got to be built for it.
Yeah.
So let's backtrack. I want to backtrack a little bit. You mentioned, you know, own your own business. And I just want to touch on the fact, because you said, you know, find a trade or find a lane, something else to do.
Yeah.
Your lane was physical therapy.
Yeah, man. Probably in, what was it, 2011, man, once I just was like, all right, I'm stepping away. And I was trying to figure out what to do. I actually was thinking about nursing school, man. I was just thinking about how to get the bag quick. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, you know, maybe I'll be a nurse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I saw some of the stuff they did, and you know, saw the blood and all that. I was like, nah, bro, I could do that, but I ain't trying to fool no blood and, you know, all that. I was like, I don't want to do that. So I started looking at like X-ray tech, and then I was like, I don't want to sit in a dark, cold room for years, you know, looking at X-rays. So and then something popped up, and it was like physical therapy assistant. I was like, all right, cool. Let me look at this. Might be cool. I did physical therapy a few times. I played ball in high school, ran track in college. I was like, I did physical therapy before. And it's really not knowing, man. Like, man, the one thing about like when I say our people, what I'm saying, the Black race, sometimes, man, if you don't have the right people in your corner, even if your parents, if they're not hip to know like how to push you and how to mold you to say, hey, I think you should look into doing this. And that's what I try to do with my boys. Like, instead of, like my son, he was a film major at first, and he's so artistic, and he already shoots video. He's done commercials. He does Instagram videos. He's talented at that. And he finally was like, Dad, he was like, I can still do this. I don't know if I want to get a degree in this. I ain't gonna make no money. And I was like, yeah, you can still get out and shoot music videos and shoot something for somebody and kind of blow up or do whatever, shoot videos for, but do something that once you graduate, you can go right into a field and make money. That's why he switched to architecture, because it was something that he can already draw. He's creative, so it was another avenue. It was another gift that he had, that he could just use the gift that he has with creativity, drawing, and film to really go into corporate America so he can have a job when he graduates. Instead of, like most of our athletes, man, I know a lot of my boys that played ball in college that had degrees. They just did like, whatever. They just did like mass communication or whatever just to get a degree, physical ed, and then they don't use it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and take advantage of the free scholarship that you have for basketball. They're paying a lot of money for you to go to school. So why not get one of the best degrees? If your school is known for architecture, that's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? If your school is known for engineering and you can handle it, get that engineering degree. Don't get just the easy degree. And then when you get out, you got to work for a company, like, you just got to work for another company, that it's something you don't want to do, but that's the only thing your degree will allow you to do,
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's real. That's real. So your lane, is very specific. Well, not you personally, the actual business.
Oh yeah. So
Cryotherapy. Because first of all, real quick, just a quick explanation of that cryotherapy.
Cryotherapy is the use of cold therapy to help lower inflammation and pain in the body. It speeds up your recovery anywhere from 24 to 70, from 72 hours from like 24 to 48 hours. So you ever see like athletes take an ice bath after a workout, or after a runner or a football player? Same thing. We use liquid nitrogen that pushes out into a cryosauna. It circulates around the body, and it hits the skin, and it kind of forces the flight or flight, and the blood flows to the center, the core of the body, to protect the major organs. And while it's doing that, it's filtering toxins through the kidneys. You're getting fresh oxygen to the blood, and it's eliminating inflammation out of the bloodstream too. And the cold air is attacking any inflammation that you have in your joints and muscles, almost like an ice bath. But our machine gets down to negative 321, and it's a 3-minute session. So it's amazing, man. So you got a lot of it started off with like LeBron and Floyd Mayweather, and then a lot of the football teams, the Redskins, I think they have 2 machines. Broncos, they have a few. Georgetown University got rid of the ice whirlpool, and they have a few machines now. So it's kind of taken off, man. And it's not just for the athlete, but it's for anybody with like autoimmune diseases, pain, inflammation. So lupus, Lyme disease, because it can increase energy levels in the body. So people who suffer from Lyme disease, and they always talk about how tired they are, you just get a boost of energy from it. So yeah, man, I kind of I was actually, man, looking for another business. I graduated from physical therapy assistant school. I've been a physical therapist for probably about 4 years. And I was like, man, all right, now I want to start my own business. And the reason I wanted to start my own business is because I was grateful for my career. But I was like, man, if I could start my own business and get that flowing, then I won't have to check into a 9-to-5. I can kind of get back into my music a little bit, because it's always been in the back of my mind, like, all right, how can I do music and make money and not burn out by working all day and trying to do this? So I was like, the best way to do is let me invest and try to open up a business so I can become, work for myself eventually and get back into my music. That was honestly the first goal. Not knowing a startup is super tough. And yeah, that's, like if you don't
it was new, and it was new to the area for real. It was
we
new.
were the first cryotherapy center here in the Richmond area. The closest one was in DC, Cryo RVA. And the closest one was in DC and one was in Virginia Beach. And I reached out to a friend of mine. His son played AAU basketball, my son Aaron, Kwame Donovan. And shout out to Kwame. He's from the Virgin Islands, but he went to Virginia State and he's been here for a while. And I actually took the idea to him and I sent him like a bunch of YouTube stuff. I was like, man, we got to do this, And he was like, Kwame, he owns a mental health business in the area and they have a few different locations. So I already knew he had a business mind. And I had the idea and I was like, man, let's make this happen. And he reached out to a couple of guys that he knew that he went to school with that are business minded as well. And everybody invest and we got it rolling, man. And we're in our third year now. Things are kind of slowed down now, of course, with the pandemic. We had to shut our doors in March. We just couldn't stay open with the 6 foot, 10 people rule because it's spa-like services. So we have to really be close to interact with some of our equipment for the customers. And we want to make sure our customers and employees were safe. And then we were getting ready to do a second location. And we had football player for the Vikings, Ant Harris. Ant came in one summer when he was here training with Elkin Sports Performance, and he was coming in like 3-4 times a week. And finally he was like, man, I'm not sore. Like, this is crazy. I'm doing 2 days and I'm not sore at all. And he was like, I feel good. And he was like, I want to go into business with you guys. So he came on board. We was like, man, this is awesome to have a professional football player to come on board to help the brand. He's a hometown kid, like it would really spread the word and show that this thing works. And we were going to do a second location in Chesterfield where he's from, and we decided to do a mobile trailer. So it's a 24-foot mobile trailer with a machine in it. We have everything that the store has in the mobile trailer. So this time we can pull up at marathons, races, AAU tournaments, Capital One Day. If they have like an employee appreciation, we can pull up and do cryotherapy, soccer tournaments. So that was kind of like a win-win for us. So that's the 2 models that we have right now.
That is dope. I love that. That wouldn't have crossed my mind, in the conversation, having to being able to be on the move and have that joint. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I will tell you, my daughter came to Cryo RVA.
Okay.
She felt better, but we never actually came back.
Okay.
It's like all her track teammates come to your location, and they do it. Like they swear by it.
Man, let me tell you, we had like Prince George, Holland Springs track team. Like Prince George boys were coming in. They were breaking records. Like,
young boy, nice.
But like a couple of them went to I think one went to Norfolk State. I forgot a lot of those kids' names, but
I'm going to NCAA this year.
Yeah, and when they came in, they were like raving how they were just like breaking times, breaking records. We also had VCU come in. We had VCU basketball come in, and we had VCU track. So we were like shutting down the doors for VCU to come in. We've had UVA lacrosse, University of Richmond players come in. But we couldn't really advertise it because it's very strict rules with the NCAA. So we couldn't be like, hey, VCU basketball in here, come in. We couldn't. We just had to shut the door and know that we had VCU basketball in there. If they put something up on their story, on their page, it was cool. They couldn't show the logo, but and then we couldn't give them a service. If they came in, they always had to pay because NCAA, they don't play.
Right.
But we've helped a lot of athletes in the area though.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. So you're servicing the community on 2 levels.
Yeah, man. Yep.
All with the music. So I ain't gonna hold you too much longer, but let's real quick get back to 1977, just so we know what we're waiting for. You know,
Okay.
so we talked about it earlier. You said it was an EP.
Yeah.
As you stated, a lot of albums these days are shorter because of the shorter span of the listener, and so
Yeah.
options. So, what do you hope to accomplish from the project?
Man, I hope to just um I hope to put some good music out, man, that people can appreciate, that people will be like, man, I've been waiting for something like this to drop. You know, it's kind of like, Mike, and I know you, for some reason, man, I know you the same way. Remember a few years ago when fourth quarter came around and the fall hit, and it was always a Jay-Z dropping or a Drake
Mhm.
dropping, or like the big, something big dropped in the fall, like right before we went in. It just gave you that feeling like, yo, I can't wait till fourth quarter because I know this is dropping. Like, and at one time you had like 3 different albums drop that you didn't know what to listen to, you know what I'm saying, or what to ride to. Like, I'm just trying to bring that feeling back, man, where it's something that you can just play and you be like, this is dope, man. Like, I can feel it, like the chill bump effect, you know what I'm saying? Like, play it at home, play in the car, play when you work out, play when you chilling, just some vibe music, man. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that, once again, man, I'm just hoping that people will love the songs, they'll love the work we put in. I'm actually doing this project, the whole project, with a producer by the name of, produced by Reginald Smith. And me and Reg have worked together for a while, and humble brother, man. Like, whenever I call Reg back in the day, it's like, yo, Reg, I need to get in. He was like my guinea pig after working with so many other different people. Like, I've recorded with Knots, Bink, um, shout out to Nate Smith. I talked to Nate today. I was trying to get Nate to play drums on a record for me. Nate is like the illest drummer around right now. I call him the Pocket King. But so I've worked with a lot of different people, and but Reg, man, like, we've got this niche, man. Reg is, he's produced some big records, and he kind of believed in me, man. And I'll disappear for a few months. Anybody else would be like, man, I ain't picking up the phone for this sucker, man. He come in, lay a hook, and then I don't hear from him for 4 months. But he never did me like that. Like, I almost feel bad sometimes. Like, man, I ain't talked to Reg in 6 months. Let me call and see if we want to get up in the studio. And he always be like, what's up, man? Yo, come through. Let's go. And I was like, dang, man. So I felt like with this project, man, I want to say, like, I felt like I owed it to him, but I just felt like, out of respect and the love that he's shown me while I was, trying to figure out what was next for me, it was only right that I do this project with him. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
And we figuring it out. We brought in some other musicians to play. I brought in JL Harris to play keys, Alan Parker on guitar, a few different people, man.
Is Ken on that
Oh
one?
yeah, Ken's played bass on like 2 or 3.
That's my dude, yo. That's my
Yeah,
dude.
man. Yeah, Urban Big Man's guitarist, man. I met him on Facebook. Actually, Ken told me about him. Crazy quartet guitar player, played with Mighty Clouds of Joy, and was
Wow.
taught by Spanky Alfred, that played with like D'Angelo, and
Mm-hmm.
Spanky played on like Tony, you know what I'm saying? Like, probably the greatest quartet guitar players ever. So he learned from him. So he played on a couple of records, man. Like, I was playing something from him. I was in here. I think that's gonna be the next single, actually. After we finish rolling with the truth, that record's gonna be crazy. I actually sent that record to my man Harold Lilly, sent it to Anthony Hamilton's manager, because I could hear him on it. But I was like, if he don't pick it up, it's gonna be my 3rd single. Yeah.
Yeah, let that dog sit for a minute and see what happens, just in case.
Yeah. But it's definitely like that 2-step. You know how Snoop be like that?
Yeah.
They got that little Snoop 2-step, like, vibe to it. And but my man played guitar on that, and Ken played bass on it. Ken Friend played bass on it.
So
Yeah.
you got a date?
For the project?
Yeah.
Yo, I mean, I wasn't in a rush, because I was like, man, this pandemic, I can't tour, I can't do any shows. But actually, man, I was talking to another artist out of New York. Call him Terry. His name is Ra, but he is helping me a lot. And kind of, a lot of stuff that I've missed the last couple of years. He put out a project in 2018, and he's really kind of helped me, like, yo, you need to do this next, you need to do that. And just, man, the brother's been a blessing, man. Like, just haven't asked for anything. He's just kind of guiding me so I can learn what's next, because it's been a minute since I put out music in this digital world of, so it's new, coming from like putting out CDs to, and then everything is digital, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I was talking to him, and I talked to a few other people that see what the record is doing, the truth, and it was like, I might have to push up the project now. I was thinking like summer, of course, but I'm probably gonna drop it in the album in maybe June now. I mean, it's done. I've got enough songs, like, but as a songwriter, man, as an artist, once you start recording, it's like creating in the lab. It's like every song gets better and better. And I was like, oh, now this one is dope. And then you do another one. He's like, oh, this song is crazy. And you don't want to stop, but you got to know when to be like, all right, we shut it down. Let's put something out. You know what I mean?
That's called the Q-tip effect, man. That's how Q-tip was holding on to low end.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's that's how we do. Like, we'll just start, recording and, put something aside and go to something else. And next thing you know, you got like 10 records and you only need 6 for the project.
Yeah.
And then, but you get addicted to creating. It's no other feeling. Shows are cool. I like to perform. Shows are cool. But creating, man, and being in this lab and, doing vocal production and melodies and just write, it's nothing like it for me. If I could do that forever, that's like incredible. You feel like you're a god, like you're on top of the world. Like you have this power to mesh sounds and vocals and harmonies together, and not everybody can do that. And you just feel like, dang, man, I'm unstoppable. I did that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a feeling, man. It's crazy.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
We are looking forward to the project. You want to drop your social media on the people?
Yeah, man, it's DFolks, DFOLKS World, DFolks World, one word. That's Twitter and IG. I am very active on IG right now. I'm trying to get active on Twitter. I'm starting to just say sentences here and there. Like my little sister's on Twitter, and she just like says random stuff. And I was like, maybe I just say random stuff. Yo, she just was saying anything, like, and that's, I see everybody on Twitter is on that, but trying to get active on Twitter. But Instagram is really where I'm active, and on Facebook it's DFolks, DEE Folks, FOLKS.
Got it, bruh. I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you very much for joining me.
Hey man, can I play a little something real quick?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see if you can hear this. I'll give a little snippet of something. This record is almost finished. This is the one I might play. Can you hear that?
Yep.
It's hard to let you get away. You seem to always cross my mind. We've got so much history. The only thing that helps is time. Just when I think I'm getting over you, you pop back in my head just like a good time. So many memories. You're constantly in my dreams. Don't you forget about me. Don't forget about me. Don't let me slip your mind. No one can love you like me. I promise. Little sample, man.
And that's not the joint you was talking about, right? That's not the joint you was talking about.
What joint?
The third.
Oh, yeah, that might be the next single. I don't know.
Bro, I hear what you hear.
What's that?
That feel that Anthony Hamilton type.
Yeah.
Bro,
I mean, hey, bro, like, I won't even think about when I said I could hear him. It's hard to dance.
You could hear it in your tone.
Voice on it.
You could hear it as soon as the joint started. I was like, is this the song you was talking?
Yeah.
That joint bomb though.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So I'm just enjoying creating, man.
Thank you for bringing that joint out for the people, man. What's the name of that joint?
It's called No One.
No one.
No one, regardless who you get with, no one will you. You gonna remember me. We ain't together no more. I'm always gonna have love for you, but no one will love you like me, girl. You can go on to somebody else, move on, but you can always remember what we had. that's the kind of the subject and where I was going with that. It's called No One. Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you rocking with me.
Hey man.
Be safe.
Yes, you too, bro. Thank you, man.
Family. Y'all be easy. Once again, the folks